Hey, I'm gonna pretend like I am calling my friend and telling her about all this drama. So this I don't know, recording this video won't sound as awkward because I mean this is just fascinating, and I usually my outlet for such things is to either type it all down or like write it all out on paper, but I'm just really tired today. And my eyeballs hurt from staring at my computer screen too much today, and also staring at my phone too much today. So instead of doing that, I am going to try to record this and maybe upload this on these video platforms if people want to if people want to listen to what I have to say. But yeah, so okay, so this is about JunZhe, right? So let's backtrack a little bit. So first of all, hi everyone, my name is Hanya. So I'm actually a Wavy fan, so I'm actually a K-pop fan. But somehow, long story short, because Zhehan was on an episode of Keep Running with Lucas and Wenwen from the idol group Wavy, Weishenvi, the Chinese subunit of the SM Entertainment boy group NCT. Because Zhang was on that episode with them, and I was watching it for Lucas and Wenwen, but just because of how strangely fascinating and cute I found Zhehan to be, I just somehow decided to watch Word of Honor, because to be honest, I kept seeing both like Word of Honor showing up on my feed, like all across all of my social media. Everybody was like hyping it up and saying it's really great. And also I was just seeing a lot of like English language coverage about Word of Honor and how it was like covering kind of the phenomenon and how it got really popular through pure kind of word of mouth and positive audience review, instead of having like these more capital driven efforts to market it. It kind of was more of a organically developed sort of hype. So I had known about it for a while, but I'm not a drama watching person, just because I don't have the habit of watching dramas ever. I don't like to follow dramas, like they're too much work, and like Chinese dramas usually are a little bit padded out. They tend to be really, really long. If I ever watch any dramas, I like Japanese dramas because they tend to move pretty fast. Like the rhythm of the plot progression is like pretty fast, and usually they can like, one season or the whole entire show can just be like 10, 12, 13, 9 episodes, just really, really short ones, so you can like watch a whole show and not have to devote like a month or like several months to it. So I think it's just like a habit difference. I don't know. I don't like to chase. I don't like to follow dramas just because it takes up too much time, and like I get super invested. Like I'm the type of person, I think, where I just get really into the story and I get way, 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 way too invested, and like I neglect my other life duties. So I was like, no way am I ever gonna watch any dramas, particularly Chinese dramas. I mean, growing up, I did watch, I think, like any normal person growing up in China, any normal child, you do end up watching a bunch of like wuxia kind of dramas, just because it's entertaining, and it's like, I don't know, my parents and my family were super into that. Like, they read all the books, the classic Jinrong, like wuxia novels and things. So I've seen, like, I won't say I've seen any of them like front to end, but I've grown up with them, so I'm like familiar with the genre and the tropes and stuff. Familiar enough, not super familiar, but it's like background noise, type of background level of information. Anyway, we're getting kind of off topic, but basically I ended up watching Word of Honor, got totally obsessed with it, got way too invested into it. And out of curiosity, you tend to watch, the interviews of the cast and just some of the extra stuff, like the promotional stuff, during the airing of the drama that the cast members went on. So, and especially because not the only, but the biggest reason for me to watch it in the first place was because I thought Zhang was really interesting as a person. I definitely like made an effort to try to like get to know him a little bit more, watching his interviews and stuff, watching his variety stuff with Gong, his co-star. So definitely, made an effort to kind of get to know the cast a little bit more during and following finishing the drama. The drama itself, there's a lot I can say. The drama, I feel like the plot and the writing and the characterization, the arc, the narrative arc, the character development, like the way that a lot of the characters serve as foils for each other, and how there's just a lot you can analyze. And so, I recommended my friend, my really close friend, to watch it as well, and she just finished it the other day, I believe, and we are very excited to like have a conversation just to talk about, kind of analyze, some of the story elements, the character stuff, just more of like the not serious, but like more of the artsy artistic expression side of the drama viewing experience. So I'm very excited to have that conversation with her at some point when she's not working and when I'm not working. We both have time and can actually meet up. But yeah, so I, being an ancient K-pop fan, and also being a TVXQ fan, an ancient TVXQ fan, I'm not a stranger to shipping, right? To shipping real life people. I feel like if you are a TVXQ fan starting from like 2010-ish, 2010-ish, 2011, if you're like a 2011 type of TVXQ fan, you kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say the majority were shipping and Charming together, but a significant portion of us were shippers. So I'm not a stranger to real people shipping, RPS, real person shipping, real people shipping. I'm not opposed to it. I don't have any like value judge. I'm not above it. I don't judge people for shipping real life people, because like my philosophy is like, I don't like, especially being my age, which is like ancient adult, at this point, you're not really shipping the person. You're not shipping like the real person. You're shipping kind of like the public figure of these people, right? Like the public image of these people. And it's not so different from like shipping the fictional characters that they play. So if it's like actors, right, it's not that different from shipping who they are in the drama or in the films that they are in. It's not so different from like shipping people in novels or like anime or, you know, other shows. Same thing with K-pop people. It's like you're shipping kind of the public image of these people. You're shipping the characters that they're selling, right, to their fans. So I think even when getting to know these celebrities, these actors like Zhang or Gong, you like you reckon, or for me it's like I always think of them as just like a very it's just a public face that they show the public, right? So like that is not who they really are. That is just kind of a character that they do kind of craft and play into for the sake of their job, right? It's like any other job. Say like you're a doctor. The person you are in front of your patients and your coworkers is not who you like truly are, right? You have a professional persona that you kind of quote unquote act as or play as in your everyday life. And then, you know, in front of your family and friends, you know, the people that you know intimately, you can be someone else completely. So it's like the people, these celebrities, we can only kind of get to know their public persona. So I don't think there's anything wrong with shipping like public persona type of shippingness, especially when it's like you're kind of just enjoying the interactions they have with particular people. Like you enjoy the banter they have with each other, you enjoy like seeing them together, you enjoy kind of the chemistry that they have, right? It's not so different from like being a fan of two fictional characters that have a really well written relationship together, like Sherlock and like John Watson. That type of like cool, neat relationship dynamic. Anyway, so long story short, you know, of course, it's very easy to fall into kind of the CP fan RPS shipping lane once you get to know a little bit about Zhehan and Gong's like background, and when you watch some of their interviews and variety shows together, you're just like, wow, these two really get along really well. They have like such interesting playful personalities. They seem to bring out like, you know, like the childish and happy sides within each other, and you know, it's just fun, right? I think for a lot of people who are in fandoms or like are very enthusiastic about something they like or are passionate about, our motivation is to seek out our own source of happiness, right? Like derive enjoyment and happiness out of the things that we spend our non-working time on, invest our like money and energy and time and like love towards. It's to bring us joy. It's to help ease the difficulties of like actual real life, right? But anyway, so yeah, I mean, you know, I did all the prerequisite work that you would need to become a shipper, right? Like I watched a bunch of their older stuff. I like looked at all the analysis, watched videos, read stuff, you know, kind of analyzing their like relationship development, blah blah blah, friendship development, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, just also, by the way, I am Chinese American, so I am fluent in Chinese, so like I have access to Weibo and I can like watch stuff on Bilibili that are like in Chinese, no problem. So, you know, I was able to get stuff pretty much directly from the people that were like the CP fans that were creating a lot of the content, so there wasn't any kind of translation issues because I speak the language. So, that also made it very, very easy to become a CP fan. So, I mean, I think it's kind of interesting. But anyway, onto the topic at hand. So today, the past couple of weeks, I believe, or last week or so, there's just been all these like gossip news that's been released on Weibo by these like gossip accounts, or like entertainment gossip news Weibo accounts that are like specifically created to spread gossip around. So like they've been releasing rumors about like how Zhehan has a long-term girlfriend that he's already proposed to. There's like different versions of the rumor. Some even like are saying that like they already have children together or whatever, blah blah blah. On the same day, I think there were also rumors about Gong being in a relationship with one of his past female co-stars or something. But so a lot of their solo fans, right, so the fans of them as individuals, as individual actors, as well as their CP fans, some of them have been like, I guess they were shocked, or they felt some type of way. Some people felt really disillusioned and wanted to leave the fandom. Some people even feel like they've been deceived, right? I don't know, like the whole thing, it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to look at people's reactions, and it's a little bit like I can understand kind of where some of them are coming from, but at the same time, I really don't understand some of these people's responses. So I just watched a video of like a former CP fan that I think she's saying she is gonna leave the fandom, and I guess her whole point is that she doesn't really like how Zhang hasn't formally put out a statement to either confirm or deny these rumors, these dating relationship rumors. And she was even saying how like even Gong Jun's like official fan club put out a statement to say that like they've already, they were able to get in contact with Gong Jun's studio and confirm that he is currently single. So like, she thought that was a better response than kind of Zhehan's approach of like not really saying anything, not addressing it directly. She thinks that it like lacks, I guess, sincerity, authenticity. It lacks kind of what is it in English, like being accountable, being responsible, right? And I'm just like, I don't know, her whole spiel, while I was listening to it, I was just like, but like it's none of our business. I mean, I guess I understand like the fan culture is different. Like fans might feel like they are owed honesty or some sort of like explanation or some sort of like insight into people's private lives because you are their fan, because you've devoted your like real life sincere emotions towards them, because you've spent time and love and energy and money on these people. They owe you kind of like a basic level of like truthfulness. But like, do they though? Do they? I mean, I think it's just like, I don't know. I mean, and the other thing is, throughout this whole process of watching Lord of Honor and like getting to know a little bit more about the Chinese side of the entertainment industry, Chinese entertainment, like I think one of the biggest issues I've seen people kind of working in media kind of criticizing the Chinese entertainment industry for like, the people that are a little bit from like smaller media outlets. Their main criticism, or not main criticism, one of the things they talk about that I thought was really interesting is that, these types of celebrities that are very popular and bring a lot of numbers behind them, right? Like that are very social media popular, that have a lot of fans, right? Like they call them like 流量明星. So celebrities that have like idols that have a really large fan base, that have like they bring with them a certain number of people that are willing to spend money on them. So like one of the downsides of relying on these types of celebrities is that like it encourages kind of this development of a cycle where like no matter the quality of the product that you put out in the end, right? Like if it's like a film, if it's like a drama, if it's like a music album, if it's, I don't know, like a book that they write, like it doesn't really matter what the quality of the product is anymore, as long as these people, these idols, these celebrities can bring the resource, the money, the pockets of their fans along with them. These investors, right? These capital business interests are going to be willing to give opportunities to these more popular artists, and often their skills don't really match up with the requirements of that project, but it isn't reflected in the outcome of that project. What I mean is like, even if, so like for example, if you hire an actor, or if you hire a celebrity who's not an actor but who has a really large fan base, their fan base is still going to be willing to go and watch the movie to support their idol. So what it can look like is that this movie has a very successful box office number. So it's a success economically, in terms of box office, but like the reviews are really bad. The critical reception is really bad because whoever they hired is not actually super skilled at acting, right? So what am I saying? So what I'm saying is that on some level, I don't think Gong and Zhang, especially Zhang, I don't think they want to become this type of a celebrity, right? Where you're not so much relying on your skills in order to bring in the audience. You're not so much relying on your reputation as a skilled actor to bring in the audience, but you're relying more on your fans, right? Like bringing in the numbers, bringing in the people that are willing to spend money on the things that you've plastered your face on. That's not a good way to maintain kind of a longitudinal it's not longevity. It's not conducive for longevity in this entertainment industry, because there's always going to be someone new, someone younger, someone better looking, someone fresher, more entertaining, that's going to come along and bring an even larger number of people, right? So, I guess my point is just like, I don't think I'm not concerned about his fans leaving him due to his of course I'm not concerned. I'm not him, but I guess I'm just like, fame and having a large fandom, having a large following, all of that is a blessing in some ways, but I think losing fans that are that give themselves a lot of credit for your success as an artist, I think can be a good thing. I just don't think as a fan it's very healthy to develop that sort of mindset where you feel like there's like the success of the person you like has to do with you, right? I feel like if you start to have that sort of a mindset, it's just not healthy. Then you start to feel like they owe you stuff, right? They owe you the truth. They owe you information about who they're dating, when they broke up, and like when they started dating, what exactly is your relationship status? Because, I mean, it was just getting ridiculous, this video that I was watching, because she was saying that, like, you know, she would be willing to accept that he had a girlfriend if he just like shared it right away, if he was just like truthful about it, right? Because like I guess the rumored girlfriend has existed way before Word of Honor even started shooting. So she was like, oh, it would have been fine if he just like, even before he got the role, he would have just told everyone. Or, you know, if it's just an ex-girlfriend, he should tell people like when they broke up. And I'm like, what? Like, no. Like, why does he need to tell anyone? I mean, like, even just in real life, right? Like, when you first start dating someone, do you just like, you don't, I mean, I don't just start telling everybody around me that I've started dating someone. Like, I don't think I would tell people who I'm dating until like we've established like a relatively stable relationship. I mean, that's just kind of my level of privacy comfort. So like, I don't know. I don't think they owe us that much information about their personal lives. And the other thing is like, you know, the producer of Word of Honor has said, you know, multiple times, like specifically, explicitly, that she made sure to cast the two main male leads, they had to be single, like during filming, and I'm assuming during the whole promo cycle. So it's like from, what is it, like May, April of 2020 till like May, April of 2021 this year, like at least this whole year he has to be single. I mean, I guess you can lie to get a job maybe, but I just don't think he's the type of, I don't know. I trust Zhehan enough to not lie about this like requirement to get a role, right? And also it's like Shan Heling, Word of Honor wasn't a big deal project at all. I just don't think it would have been a role he would be, you know, lying to get. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but I don't know, the whole rationale is just weird. I'm like, it really, I don't, like, why, like, who cares? First of all, even if you're a CP fan, even if I, right, like, as a CP fan, I don't even know if I'm a CP fan, I just think Zhehan and Gongjun are, like, super cute together. They have, like, a super, super, super cute dynamic. Like, I just want them to be best friends forever, you know, like I was telling my friend, you know, they're either my analysis, this is my analysis on whether JunZhe, Gongjun and Zhang, whether or not they're real. Like, my analysis is like, either they're TVXQ, so either they're Yuno and Changming and are just like family pretty much, and like soulmates, but like platonic workmates, but like, you know, like beyond friendship, definitely like family, married, but not romantically involved. Either they're TVXQ or they're dating. So like that's my analysis. So I mean, I definitely think it's possible to have a very, 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 very close relationship with someone that you're not romantically involved with, right? I think platonic soulmates are a total thing. I also think, I mean, hello, there's such thing as like asexual people. There's such thing as aromantic people. Like, people are all varieties of people exist. All types of relationships exist. So like, I think it's very, very normal to form a really deep connection with someone that you spend like four months shooting a like really intense role together, right? Like, where you, in order to play those characters, you do have to kind of open yourself up a lot to your partner, right? So I think, and you have to you're spending like almost 24/7 together, other than the times that you're sleeping. Like, you're just with each other all the time. I think it's very, very natural to form a very like deep connection with someone like that, where you've just like opened up your whole entire being to them, right? In order to kind of explore the relationship of these characters that you're playing together. And I feel like that's definitely what they had to do in order to play these roles so well, in order to bring these characters to life, right? So like, there's no need. I feel like, there's no need to like overanalyze whether or not they're romantic, or they're platonic, they're brothers, or they're lovers, or they're dating, or they're not. Like, none of that really matters, at least to me. I guess maybe just because I'm not a super, I'm not very, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure what my sexuality is. I'm not super, like, a romantic love is nice, I guess, but I just don't have as intense of a pull towards kind of romantic relationships. I value a lot of like the deep friendships that I have. So, I think lifelong kind of deep platonic kind of friendships can be just as meaningful and just as powerful as any other kind of romantic connection. So I don't think there's there's a one that's more valuable than the other, or more like worthy of being treasured than the other. So like, what I am a fan of, what I value and what I treasure is like the very genuine and strong sense of care that they have for each other, right? The way they treat each other, the way they are very authentically like looking out for each other, protective of each other, the way that it's very, very apparent and easily seen, the way that Zhehan kind of during filming, was guiding Gongjin step by step, teaching him how to approach these scenes, how to like navigate the changing dynamics between Wen Kexing and Zhou Zhishu, and and also how just Gongjin's sheer dedication to his job, right? His commitment, his hard work, how he was spending hours and hours just like memorizing all of his lines way ahead of time in order to really give his best when he's acting out those scenes, right? How much Gongjin's like just sincere and hardworking approach kind of also touched Zhang Zhehan and inspired Zhang Zhehan to be more to give more of himself to this role, right? I don't think either of them would have worked as hard without each other being there to kind of like encourage and motivate each other, and honestly just inspire each other to be better, to work harder, to give it their like sincere, honest best, right? So it's like, what I quote unquote ship is this ability, is when you meet someone in life, right, that like encourages you, that inspires you to be better, to want to make yourself stronger and better and bigger and stand taller and healthier and happier, in order to like help them be better and happier and healthier and stronger and all of that, right? Like it's that kind of mutually inspirational, mutually aiding, mutually saving type of relationship, honestly, that touches you, right? Like the reason why Zhehan and Gongjing's relationship is so like enticing for a lot of people, or so inspirational and touching for a lot of people, is that in a lot of ways it definitely mirrors the relationship between their characters in Word of Honor, right? Like the relationship between Wen Kexing and Zhou Zhishu, like how they kind of save each other. That's kind of mirrored by the type of relationship that I see between Gongjing and Zhang Zhehan. And like that's a very, just like everyone who watches Word of Honor will take away something different from that story. It's the same thing when you see Gongjing and Zhang Zhehan's interactions and how they behave in their relationship with each other. I think each audience member will take away something different, right? So like all that I'm saying is that what I'm seeing as an audience is I'm choosing to take away the positives. I'm choosing to see that their relationship is mirroring the relationship of their drama characters, because that's like the best, most inspirational, most touching interpretation that I can have, and it makes me happy, and it gives me more power and strength and encouragement to continue, giving it my all in my everyday life. So like, of course it's going to be a subjective interpretation. Like we don't know these people. I'm not actually friends with Gongjing or Zhang Zhehan, even though I feel like me and Gongjing would totally get along. We're from the same province, so we're buddies. But we're not friends. So it's like even like, so like even being a fan of these celebrities, you have to be aware that it's like you're just an audience, right? Like you're interpreting their life based on a very surface level. You're seeing what is being shown to you, right? And there's layers to it that you will just never know, and is not your right to know, because you don't know them. You're not their friend, you're not their loved one, you're not their family member, you don't work with them, you don't know them, you'll never know them, right? So like I just like my main point is just like, I don't get, like, they don't need to tell you who they're dating. They don't need to tell you when they got together, when they started dating, when they broke up, whether or not they proposed, whether or not they have a secret wife and secret kids and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Like, me personally, I don't care. I really, 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 really don't care about any of that, especially as someone who is not even living in China, right? And is not even like a super close follower of Chinese entertainment things. I'm just like, I don't give a damn. I don't give a flying heck what they do in their private lives. I don't really agree. I don't know. It's not that I don't agree. I just don't personally value this level of like awesome, this like authenticity that people seem to seek from the people they like, from the celebrities they like, right? I don't need that to be their fan. I became a fan because I thought I thought Zhang Zhehan had a really interesting, playful personality. He's a little bit weird. I like weird people, and then after watching Word of Honor, I was just like, this guy just is amazing. watching all the backstage behind the scenes filming process, and interviews, and like hearing his thoughts, hearing about the process he takes to develop the character, and how he plays around and interprets different scenes, adds different details into a scene to like make the character feel real, like all of that. I mean, I was just impressed, as just an audience, as just a regular old person with eyeballs. I was just impressed. And, looking back at his career and how he's always approached his job, and like, his relationship with his childhood friends and his mom and all of that, it's just more just like you think, wow, this guy is really quite something inspirational, right? Like really, really admirable in a lot of ways. And it's like, I think people just need to focus a little bit more on their own lives, right? Like you like these people because they teach you something about yourself. They inspire you to change something about your own life, right? Like the biggest takeaway I had from watching Word of Honor, honestly, was like, life is worth living. like honestly, my biggest takeaway from Wen Kexing and Zhou Zhishu's like story together is that like you have to open yourself up to other people, right? Like this is just to myself, it's like you have to be willing to be vulnerable, and like you have to be willing to love others and let other people love you. You have to be willing to open your heart up to other people, and to, like Zhou Zhishu kind of said, like take a gamble on people. Take a gamble on your own ability to pick out the right person, in this whole world. What's that? I watched it in Chinese, so I don't know what the official English translation of that famous of that line is, but like knowing that the road is hard, right? Despite knowing the road is hard, you choose to walk it. Despite knowing that people's hearts are unknowable, you choose to believe it. Like that is, I think, one of the lines that really, really resonated with me. It's like faith, having faith and taking a gamble, and being vulnerable, and being willing to open yourself up to experience all the different kinds of human emotions, right? Pain and hurt and all of it, all of the good and all of the bad. Pain, but also love and sadness and happiness, like all of that. I think, the drama, just Word of Honor, just really demonstrated to me how human beings need other human beings, right? How sometimes our biggest gifts our biggest gift is our ability to impact other people. We do have the power to make other people's lives better, or to at least make a difference, right? Like maybe you can't save someone, but you can, their world with you in it can be a little bit better. You being there can make their life just like a tiny bit easier. You being there gives them just that little bit of light that they need to keep going, right? So like it's the same with liking these celebrities, shipping people, like liking their relationships with each other, liking their connections with each other. It's like you should, if it's starting to give you stress and bring you pain, just like you gotta step away for a minute, right? You gotta re-examine it. You are liking you liking these people, the reason is you're looking for that light. If they're not bringing you the light anymore, then it's not worth it, okay? You have to care about yourself. At the end of the day, you should be more selfish and think about yourself, right? It's only when yourself is in a good place can you be the source of light for other people, right? So like, take care of your own light, make sure it's shining, and then, be that light for other people. I don't even know. I feel like I completely deviated away from the main topic, which is like, I don't get why Zhehan needs to come out and either confirm or deny his relationship status with anyone in the world. Like, I'm like, dude, he's a crazy guy. He's a fun guy. He's not a regular person like us. I love his personality, but I'll never understand. He's a lot. But all I want as a quote unquote fan is just for him to keep doing what he loves to do, which is acting, which is golf, singing, whatever else he's into, whatever reading, whatever hobby he is into. I just want him to have a healthy, long, peaceful life where he can continue doing all the crazy things he likes to do, get to act all the roles that he wants to act, challenge new things, well into old age if he wants to keep acting, right? So like, I don't care if he has 3 kids already. I don't care if he's engaged. I don't care. Like, I don't care. None of it matters, right? None of it matters. And I don't deem it, I don't judge it as a deception if he's not been single this whole entire time. Like, I don't care. He doesn't owe me anything, even if I am a fan, which I don't even know if I would qualify, like, under the fandom culture, I don't even know if I would qualify as a fan. Like, this is why I'm like, don't be a fan. Like, it just, like, don't, like, whatever, who cares? There's like too many rules and regulations to being a fan. Like, why can't I just like the dude? Why can't I just like him hanging out with Gong all the time? Why can't I just like Gong and him, and then like want them to be happy and like act in dramas, whatever they want to act? Like, that's all I do. Anyway, I do feel better now that I've blah 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 for like an hour or so. But yeah, so I don't know. No one's gonna watch this. Yeah. If you have any differing opinions, or if some things I've said were unclear, or if you want to have a debate me on any of these topics, just leave a comment, and I'll probably never, I don't know, I probably won't upload anything again unless there's like major developments. But anyway, yeah, have a good rest of your day. Take care of yourself. Like, be the light in your own life first, and then light up other people's world. Okay? Bye.